4th of July, time to do what we Americans do best. Pig out like the fat pigs we are and blow shit up. Happy 4th of July, everyone. What's up guys, Neo here for another video, and this is a very special video for that fact because this marks the return of my rants. Yes, I'm getting back into ranting. I did promise you guys I would start ranting, so what better way to start ranting than on 4th of July, blowing shit up, going crazy. But first, I want to thank everybody who attended my Ustream session yesterday. We had around, I think, 300, 400 people in the audience, which is really great since I only gave a couple hours warning. So I want to thank everyone who watched Ustream. It was a blast answering questions, having special guests on the show, answering live questions over Skype. I hope to do it again, maybe next week. And a really interesting fact was that I wore my glasses for that. If any of you guys haven't noticed for the past 4, 5 months, I haven't been wearing my glasses in any of my videos, and that has really pissed some people off. But I forgot to tell everybody that I now wear contacts, so that's why I don't wear my glasses. I do occasionally wear them when I don't feel like wearing contacts. So yesterday was just one of those days. So now a lot of people, by popular demand, wanted me to wear my glasses again. So I said, okay, but I'm gonna wear different glasses, and I think these glasses will definitely pertain to what I'm about to rant on. Can anyone guess what I'm ranting on? So the question is, 3D, movies, TVs, and games. Are we ready for it? The main goal of 3D was to bring the movie into the real world by make it seem as what's happening on the silver screen is happening right in front of you. One of the first examples of 3D movies was Jaws 3D. The entire Jaws franchise, Jaws 3 3D was the worst. Why? Because they only focused on 3D. They disregarded the entire plot. They disregarded what Jaws is. Jaws 1, incredible movie, always going to be memorable. Jaws 2, still a great movie. Jaws 3, 3D, sucked. Why? Because they want to make it appear like Jaws is right in front of you, and that's why it failed. Another example is a movie from my childhood, The Spy Kids. You remember the Spy Kids movies with Antonio Banderas, Daryl Sabera, you know, the Spy Kids. Spy Kids 1, incredible movie. Spy Kids 2, even better. Spy Kids 3, 3D. Same situation with Jaws. Disregarded the entire plot, disregarded the acting, and they just went for 3D. They wanted to make it look realistic. And even if you're watching the 2D version, it still looks pretty cheesy and corny because there are various scenes throughout the whole movie where they're reaching their hand out to make it seem realistic, like, we've got to go there, and don't you step closer to me. So what does that say about 3D? That proves that it is extremely gimmicky, and especially now with the recent buzz from the #1 blockbuster movie Avatar, 3D has been the norm for all the movies released now. Iron Man 2, Toy Story 3, The Last Airbender. What do they all have in common? They were in 3D. That's not a problem, right? Because most of those movies, were, great movies, except for The Last Airbender. They were great movies, They had great previous movies. So the companies would have some respect and, do a proper 3D conversion, right? Now, ever since Avatar was released, James Cameron's Avatar, 3D has become more of a gimmick than ever. Every movie company feels that their movie needs to be converted into 3D when they so obviously do not need them. Toy Story 3 did not need 3D. Just plain simple. The movie was great as is, one of the darkest Pixar movies, and the 3D proved worthless. So if any of you guys saw Toy Story 3 in 3D, you just got gypped an extra $5, $7 for how much 3D costs. In some places, I think it's $14 to see in 3D or $11 to see in 3D. Same scenario for Iron Man 2. Actually, the 3D made me hate Iron Man even more. And The Last Airbender, there was 1 or 2 scenes that looked okay in 3D, but overall it did not help the movie, and that movie did need a lot of help. And one thing that just really pisses me off about 3D is what it does to the actual quality of the movies, alright? Let's take The Last Airbender. It's one of the most notable examples. For the 3D conversion process for The Last Airbender, Paramount Pictures felt that the longer the movie, the harder it would be to convert to 3D. So, what did they do? They cut footage from The Last Airbender. Oh, it's probably just 5 minutes, right? Because, just 5 minutes of footage, deleted scenes on the DVD. No. They cut a total of 30 minutes of footage from The Last Airbender. Now, who actually knows what that half-hour footage could have done for The Last Airbender? It could have actually made it enjoyable to see because they could have went into character development, emotion, and it wouldn't have felt as the rushed movie that The Last Airbender is. So, F you Paramount for screwing with The Last Airbender, okay? Maybe it would have been enjoyable to watch. So right there you can see how terrible 3D is. With the 3D conversion, companies feeling that just by converting it to 3D, it's going to look like Avatar. Wrong, because Avatar was built from the ground up for 3D. Avatar is the only movie I would recommend people see in 3D. Disregarding the general plot, it still is the best 3D movie out there for anybody to see. The second movie I would recommend would probably be Disney and Pixar's Up. And Up was just a great movie in general. The 3D, Disney digital 3D is great. So now let's move on to 3D gaming. I can't really say a lot about that because I frankly haven't experienced as much of 3D gaming as I have 3D movies. But I will say that the big examples that are trying to launch 3D in the gaming market are Killzone 3 and Crysis 2. They're both going to be playable in full 3D. The interesting thing about that is Guerrilla Games said that Killzone 3 is made for 3D. It's being made from the ground up for 3D, which is going to be very interesting to see. When that comes out, I am definitely going to give Killzone 3 a try in 3D, and who knows, maybe 3D will launch in homes with games like Killzone 3 and Crysis 2. We never know. We're just going to have to wait another year. And now 3D TVs. Sony and I think Bravo, have released 3D ready TVs onto the market, which really concerns me because we are still in the age where people are buying 1080p TVs, getting attached to PS3s, 360s in HD quality, Blu-ray players, scrapping out their old DVD players. It's like everyone's getting into the high definition craze, and now 3D moves in. It's like, do we want 3D? When we watch our movies, do we want to have to wear these glasses? Now, a great thing that I think movie theaters are now doing is instead of giving out these crappy glasses, these paper, usually red and blue plastic lens glasses, they're giving out these. These glasses are essentially, I punched out the holes in these because, you know, it's just fun to wear them like that. You know, make it look like Urkel. 3D glasses have always been a problem for me because if you're a guy who wore glasses, it's extremely uncomfortable to wear glasses on top of these. These fit right on perfectly. So I'm glad that more companies are using these type of glasses. Shame that most of the movies nowadays don't even need 3D, so these are essentially going to waste. So are we all ready to purchase 3D TVs in our homes when we just got accustomed to our 72-inch HD 1080p TVs, you know, hooked up to our PS3? The glasses for 3D TVs are going to be fairly expensive, and if you're a person who has a family like me, we have 5 people, these glasses aren't going to be cheap. Probably expensive. I don't know the exact price, but for TVs, it ain't gonna be these cheap plastic ones. You know they're going high tech. 3D can be good if it's executed properly with Avatar and Up. Then you have examples such as The Last Airbender, Jaws 3 3D, Spy Kids 3 3D, Iron Man 2, and Toy Story 3, where it proves that 3D is useless. And even further down the line, we've got so many movies in 3D. Despicable Me, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2. There are rumors that the next Twilight movie is going to be in 3D. Gosh, fuck Twilight. Shit. So do we really need all these movies that look like they don't need 3D in 3D? It's all Avatar's fault. Damn you, James Cameron. Unknowingly, you have unleashed a crap fest of 3D movies on the market. And frankly, that's annoying because it's just a gimmick. If all these movies out with basically 5 to 10 seconds of 3D, it just proves that 3D is more of a gimmick than ever. So, again, the question is, 3D movies, games, and TVs, do you think we are ready for them if they're going to keep going at this gimmicky pace where you have to wear these glasses all the, well, not these glasses all the time? Do you think it's going to be enjoyable to pay all that money for a slight 5 to 10 second segment in 3D like Harry Potter 5 and 6? I personally don't think so. Hopefully in the future, companies might change my mind, but at this pace, not happening. So that was my rant on 3D, you guys. I really want to see what you guys think of it. Post your comments, post your video responses. I really want to see what you guys think of the 3D. 3D has a lot of potential, but the way these companies are using it sucks. That was my rant on 3D, you guys. Have a great 4th of July. Set some fireworks up in the sky. I definitely know I am. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys later.